Hello, this is Dr. Freedom. Please don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to click on the little bell icon. That way you'll be notified when the latest news videos go up. Howdy, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Times from Dr. News from in and around the Hoovers that may or may not make you go, yeah. Just some really small stuff going around, but let's get into it. Let's get onto it. Okay, first off the bat, we had some filming in quote-unquote Sheffield. This was actually in Cardiff. What they've done is they've gone back and they've redecorated that one building again to be the quote-unquote Sheffield police station, or the Hallamshire police, where, Yasmin Khan works. As you can see, they've got the sign popped up there again and whatnot. So, also some fans came out. You got to thank these folks for grabbing these, by the way. These guys right here, this fella here. And, oh, look at that evil DWSR stalking people. Ew. This, of course, is from the one episode. And Mandip Gill came out and posed for photos with a couple of the folks here. Here's a group of them, boom, 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 that, went out there. So what to keep in mind, like I said, we'll have to keep our eyes out for this, see if there's any more popping up. Somebody noticed they were using, they had different signs on the vehicles than the ones that used to be used for Doctor Who filming locations. So you're going to have to keep a sharp eye out and see what's going on out there, because I can't remember what the one sign was. It was just a couple days ago. They were using a different colored sign than normal. So, but, just remember, be courteous. Don't be crazy. All right, moving forward. David Tennant talks about, of course, the, Jessica Jones cancellation. To me, like I said, from what I've heard from a couple different sources, it was a political move. Since Marvel's now under Disney, Disney's starting their own streaming service, and that they had nothing to do with the actual cancellation. It was Netflix who did it. And it's like, why did you cut your own throat? Because Iron Fist views were up. Luke Cage Season 2 was not that bad. Punisher, of course, was freaking awesome. Jessica Jones Season 2. But all in all, the reappearance of, Kilgrave here, played by David Tennant, really made that season, and when it got further on. Quote, I really don't regard it as a cancellation so much as something having the life that it should have. 3 seasons of that story is great. Rather than thinking of it as something that was canceled, I think of it as something that had 3 seasons that will live in this memory. He said, now Word's also saying that he is not in the upcoming Series 3. And like I said, once it airs, that's pretty much it. That's it. It's done for the quote-unquote mini Marvel universe that was taking place on Netflix. And it was kind of nice, though, because, we did still get the Defenders out of it, which was a nice team up. I don't know why everybody I thought it was a very well-told story of how this group of heroes came together for that one incident. So keep your eyes out for it. Boom. From what I just found out, they had 87 Daleks show up to the event. The record apparently was 95. That was set in Leicestershire in 2008. So they came in just short, unfortunately. But speaking of Daleks, we're going to go back to that subject in just a minute. Moving forward. Doctor Who star Tom Baker. Rowan Atkinson was not very fun to work with. And this is Tom being Tom, of course. He recalled finding it difficult to work with an anxious Rowan Atkinson on an episode of Blackadder. He cameoed in the second series of the well-loved historical comedy as the deranged sailor called Captain Redbeer Rum. Oh, God. He said playing the blundering seafarer had been an incredible experience, but he had not enjoyed working with Atkinson, and he goes into it. It was an incredible performance. Some people were amazed I ever worked again. And Rowan Atkinson was so anxious he wasn't very fun to work with. And that's all he basically had to say. It wasn't anything mean or anything like that. Matt Smith, apparently leaving homelessness to be Charlie Manson. Of course, we've been hearing about this movie, Charlie Says. And here's the trailer for it finally. And I have to admit, he is creepy as hell as Manson. He really is. And it kind of makes me look forward, to seeing the movie now, because he really does put his all into this character. So here you go. If you want to see the trailer, it's linked here through this article, and we got this covered. All right, original Dalek from Doctor Who saved from extermination after being found in a Cornish shed. I hope you're all sitting down. Listen carefully. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Now imagine the surprise when the son of a collector in Goodness Lake, who passed away, opened his dad's shed to find a full-size Dalek from one of the original Doctor Who series. It looked like it had gone 7 rounds on its home planet of Scar and could barely squeak, let alone roll or holler exterminate. But it's now being lovingly restored, and it's now at the Liskyard and District Museum. And yes, it does now more, utter that phrase. Because originally they were saying that or implying that this was screen used. No way in hell. No way in hell was this screen used in any period of Doctor Who. You might pass it off as a recon Dalek, given how freaking skinny it is up top. But no. And which is what led to this right here. Doctor Who experts and fans have been causing a Gallifrey affray at the museum in Cornwall about the Dalek we just saw. The round toy collector, Philip Chapman, simply known as Toyman, had renovated what he believed as an original Dalek dating back from the period actor of John Pertwee that played the Time Lord in the 1970s. It was found in Goodness Lake by another collector who recently died, and despite the damp setting in, it was lovingly restored by Phil and given to Liskyard and District Museum, which then put it on display. But the problem is, they're trying to say this was screen used. Right here, and they go into really good detail about this. It's like, So it's kind of obvious that this had never been in any of the serials, any of the movies, or anything along that line. But of course, they have come out and admitted that, yeah, it was likely not. But still, it just amazes me that, everybody's jumped on this like crazy. Like, oh, man. Okay, so that's basically about it. They've been keeping pretty secretive on the filming angle again. Not much Doctor Who news drifting around at the moment. So we're just going to have to be patient, sit down, and wait. Because when it breaks, it's going to break. And you know how this goes every season. Everything's quiet. There's a calm before the storm, then boom. But once again, I heard the hater brigade is out. But, what can you do? They've got to somehow try to keep the hatred alive, to keep their bank accounts stuffed. And that's basically what it is. They have to keep people hating and hating. Don't forget about me. I'm going to pop up every now and then to remind you to go out and hate. Because guess what? Every time you come watch a video of me acting like a total asshole, it's like they get money for it. It's that simple. But okay, folks, that's all I got to say for tonight. So please, please take care of yourselves. Have a great night. See you on the flip side. Hopefully we'll have some more news soon. Take care.